Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Perpetual Backlog. I am your host today, Dolit, and my shoulders hurt because I'm lifting to get sexy for FanFest. I'm joined today, as always, by Aqua, who today is truly living up to his Twitter handle, Aqua no Kiseki.
Yeah, got my Kuro in, boys.
Let's go. And also, the Jesse to our James and Meowth, League Wibbles.
Hello.
And today's special show, so we have a special guest. Welcome back to the show, streamer, Capcom creator, lucky bastard, Laverin.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Just relaxing now. Got my bottle of water here. I'm ready.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a special guest because, you know, we had a hell of a weekend. And with Laverin on, it can mean only one thing. Monster Hunt! Wait, no.
Nope.
Today's a different show. From October 7th to the 10th, Street Fighter had its open beta, or closed beta, as a matter of fact. And none of we regulars got in. However, Lav here got a golden ticket and has come to tell us what answers lie in the heart of battle.
Feel
But
free to ask me whatever you want.
Oh, I will. But before that, let's go through the usual stuff. Hey, Lav, what you been up to this past week?
A little bit of Monster Hunter. A little bit, not too much of it. Because the usual upkeep. One of the more recent updates. I just kind of play a little bit here and there with people. Usual gotcha game nonsense, and a little bit, and the RE4 professional run that I wanted to do. That's basically it. Nothing too crazy. Oh, and a little bit of Overwatch actually.
I can follow up
Overwatch
on that.
too.
I also played a bit. But,
So did I.
yeah!
Damn, I'm the only one
Hey.
that don't touch Blizzard products, I guess.
I mean, look,
I
listen.
still refuse to spend anything.
Just so. Just so. I literally only got it because it's free. So, Leek, you want to tell us what you did other than Overwatch, or you want to tell us about your Overwatch?
I will tell you about the fucking Okay, so I played Overwatch because my friend invited me to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. It's free, and I used to play the original Overwatch way back when. And I heard there was a DDoS attack that had happened, but I was assured, no, they sorted it out. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay, I'll go into the matches, and first few are fine actually, not too bad. I was a bit rusty, of course, so I was had to shake that off a bit, but I got to play Lucio, best boy Lucio, and my beat
Correct
boot
opinion.
Bastion. I love Bastion so much, my baby. Actually, I heard they took Bastion and Torbjorn offline for a bit. Oh no, they took Bastion off completely for a bit because they wanted to rework it this week or something. And then Torbjorn you can do in quick play. Anyway,
Oh, this is news to me. Interesting.
I read that this morning. Anyway, so Bastion beat Boop, stuff like that thing. I had a problem. First time playing, I was booted off the match, and then I went into an infinite loading loop. I couldn't get back on. It was awful.
Oh.
It's like you are entering a match, loading, calculating. You are entering a match, loading. It's like, oh my god, I literally couldn't get back on with my friends.
That's
It was
no good.
awful. I played it last night and I didn't get that problem, but that first week, it was, nah. I couldn't. It was pretty bad.
I skipped over all that. I've only been playing for like 2 days, so
Yeah.
everything that I've had has been admittedly buttery smooth.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been playing it too, and I can't put my finger on it. It's either just me and my bias, or it doesn't seem as fun. I don't know.
You are well. All right. I'm surprised the word "fun" is what followed that. That's not what I was expecting.
I mean, it is fun with friends, inevitably, because we banter and stuff. And it's the same. It's the same old, honestly. But I don't know. It just I don't know.
There have been small
something.
changes, but like honestly, to go from Overwatch 1 to 2, this does not feel like an evolution in that sense.
It
It's
doesn't
certain-
fit. I think that's
It's the
what it
same
is
game.
as well. It's
Yeah,
the same
same.
fucking game.
It's
I was
just
expecting
5v5
something.
instead of 6v6.
That's
Yeah,
because
like-
Overwatch 2 isn't the PvP. Overwatch 2 is the PvE.
It's
Yeah,
true. So we're still actually
we haven't
technically
even
playing
got that bit.
downgraded Overwatch 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's. I
yeah.
think that's what it is. It's not that so much. It isn't as fun. It's just like kind of the same fun and expected more. I
Yeah,
think that's
absolutely.
what it is. I think
There's
that's what it is.
absolutely.
expectations that have been met when the developers have titled the game to be a game that sounds like a sequel, basically,
Yeah,
and that's
it's
not
Yeah.
something you do.
it's like a DLC or a small expansion or something. I
That
don't
is
know.
No, it was just a
exactly what
sm-
I was saying.
It was a
Oh,
small
man.
update with like 3 characters and a couple of extra maps.
It's not a whole new fucking game. I
It's
don't
not.
know, it's weird.
The new maps and the size difference between the teams is a big thing. Sure, there are 3 new units out, one of which
Yeah.
is locked behind the battle pass,
Yeah.
which is perhaps not the best idea, but
The
fair enough.
character,
Yeah, I mean, you get them eventually.
the character is behind the battle pass, but if you own the original game, you just get her for free.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No, that can't be right. I don't have her.
And
You
it
could
might,
unlock her eventually. She just unlocks eventually.
yeah.
Oh, I
If
did get the other 2 though, so that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I like the new characters. They're okay.
I don't know because every time that I would ask the question, people would give me different answers, but people were saying that you need to either have a specific edition of the original Overwatch to unlock Kiriko immediately, or you just don't have to, and you just get her regardless.
No, I think they've been I think they have also been hearing multiple things. When Overwatch 1 came out, I got the big fancy edition because I wanted the skins and I had disposable income. I do not have her. To my knowledge, she is available if you play through the battle pass, or if you buy the battle pass, she is immediately available.
Yeah, that's really weird because I do not have the battle pass, and I also I think have the special edition, and I just had her in quick play available when I started playing.
Mm.
That's
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me. Maybe I have misheard, but I don't have her, which is a shame because she looks really good.
Maybe you're just bad,
She's-
Dalit.
I
she's
am. I'm not very
okay.
good.
Yeah,
She's
she has alright DPS and the healing's okay.
she's a character that is kind of like a bit of a jack of all trades,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
she kind of leans more towards like one of the aspects of the things that she's capable of doing. She does way too much fucking damage if you land
Yes.
her shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I've
She
been
two
yeah,
sniped by
shots
her.
most units.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
very strong. Her
Very,
healing
very.
is pretty good.
She was reminding me of a stronger version of Zenyatta.
A little bit. The main thing is her ability to give invincibility and cleansing debuffs.
Mm.
That's the major thing.
Yeah.
Right after her or right after that is her ult. Her ult's pretty good, and her
Yeah.
teleport's pretty sick too. It's
I like
very
her ult.
yeah, it's very
It's pretty.
cool.
Yeah, it is very good.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, so that was that. I've been still knee deep in Gundam Evolution. I've been enjoying it. I've been like finding myself actually actively doing the dailies and weeklies and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Transferable skill sets too.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
fun, but it's also I feel because I've been spoiled with Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, they've been really generous with their like currency gems and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, like Evolution's really stingy in comparison. It's so
It
stingy.
really is.
It's so stingy. You like it's pretty much trying to push you to buying the battle pass. And I might do it at the very end to unlock everything, but you have to like I don't want to buy the other Gundams and mobile suits. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it, but I'll get them eventually. You can buy them with like I can't remember what the blue currency's called, but it's like nearly 2,000 of those. And
Capital?
that's
Yeah. The 2000
capital.
capital.
It takes forever. And I was an idiot and bought stuff. Bought
Okay.
skins and
Yeah.
stuff 'cause I'm an idiot.
Question: does it take forever Or does it take like 5 ever like Overwatch does with its legendary skins?
You just have to grind. You
The
grind and
well,
grind.
the answer to that is the first one takes a bit of time. You have all the beginner
Yeah.
bonuses. After that, supposedly it does in fact take 5 ever, which sucks.
Yeah.
So
Overwatch
for your
is
first choice,
awful.
just pick Unicorn. Do it. Pick Unicorn or pick Zaku Melee. Don't waste your time with the others.
Well, I know the Overwatch thing takes like if you're trying to get like a legendary skin without buying it or whatever, it takes 8 months.
Yep.
So all you get is coins from the weekly. You get 60 coins from a weekly, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's rough. Wow.
It's really
It's a
goodness.
grind, I'm telling you.
I don't know, like for me, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's for a horrible reason. It's not the worst thing in the world for me because I'm unimpressed with a lot of the current legendaries, and I have a bunch of the old ones already. So,
Yeah.
like, if God forbid there was something I wanted,
Yeah. I think what also makes it such a grind and obviously a push to buy the battle pass is that you get stuff on the free pass that you can't use if you haven't bought the shiny other Gundams that you unlock if you buy them.
yes, that is
I am so
frustrating.
pissed about that. It's like I can't use this gun skin, I can't use this mech skin, like well, I can't use this animation. It's so annoying. Ugh. Like the very bit the very last page is worth getting if you can, but I don't know. Although I am kind of hooked on playing it, so maybe I might be able to.
She will begrudgingly make it through.
I just really like mechs and Gundams. Okay?
No, it's like it's really cool. It's gotta like I just hope it survives Overwatch because I hate to say it, I think Overwatch is the better game.
They just need to rework the battle pass stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Make it less stingy. What else did I? Oh, yeah, Stardew
goodness.
Valley. That's about it.
Oh, the tried, the true.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Reliable.
What about you, Aqua? What did you get up to this week?
Well, I haven't made it past chapter 6 of Valkyrie Elysium because I've been doing the side quests, and side quests have gotten a little bit harder in that game. So I haven't touched that. I was playing Cold Steel 4. Just trying to get through the English version of that. I'm like over halfway through it. I think I'm at the lab you played for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to the Panther Girl.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
The
I've
summit
gotten
of
through.
all the most powerful people.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, not all the most powerful people. There's still like 4 S rank bracers that
That's
we
true.
still don't even know of. Like even I, who is in the Japanese future, still don't know these 4 other S rank bracers.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I got to that. That's going to be put on hold for probably a little bit because I got Kuro in today, Kuro 2. So
Nice.
I'll be playing that. I don't think I played anything else. Yeah, no. The rest was anime.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I have to add that hasn't already been spoken about is I've made it slightly further in Valkyrie Elysium. I have gotten to the hints of a twist. We'll see. But that game is slow goings for me.
Yeah.
But all that out of the way.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just true.
Okay.
It's very okay.
It's time.
Yeah, all that out of the way. It is now time. Unless, do we have any questions?
I'll look at, but I told Little because I don't he's not a Street Fighter person or whatever. So to not derail us or whatever, I told him that he doesn't have to give us a question. And he did not give us a question because he's again also in the middle of playing Kuro 2.
Kuro
So
2, yeah. Understandable.
Okay.
so
All
yeah,
right,
no,
well.
go ahead.
Lav, this is going to be mostly you with chiding ins from me for being salty and everyone else for what they know.
Yeah, I'm me because I was watching stuff too.
Yeah. So this past weekend was the closed beta. What are your initial thoughts? Just like gut feeling.
Initial thoughts upon starting the game was a lot of excitement. Like I wasn't really bothered by anything when playing when like starting up the game. The character creator is really really good,
Oh, we're going to talk about
almost
that.
too good. The gameplay in and of itself is just incredible. It just feels really good to play. I was just really happy. Like everything, every little detail and quality of life that even the closed beta had kind of really surprised me. Like I really didn't expect Capcom to
Yeah.
do what they did. But yeah, I was really excited and I loved playing that beta every minute I played of it.
What's your background with the series?
I've played Street Fighter. I started with Street Fighter 4 because a friend
Mhm.
of mine was into Street Fighter and he had played Third Strike and he got me to try out Third Strike a little bit. Played it 4 more than any other Street Fighter game. I learned Cammy as much as I could in like a few months. And then I picked up Street Fighter 5 around the time that it was new. Did not like it whatsoever, and then did not play it ever again
What an
because
absolute mood.
That
yeah,
sounds
it's
like a
not.
general consensus there.
Yep.
Yeah,
What an
that's my
absolute
experience.
mood.
But I love Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition.
Yeah,
It
I
was
enjoyed my
it
time
was
with it as
great.
well. So you brought it up. I'm not gonna wait on this. It has to be pointed out. I saw your character. Your character was very, very nice. Um, however, there were so many abominations walking around the hub.
Oh yeah,
Do
it
you?
was great.
we have to talk about how good the character creator is and why it has led to the very worst of the community.
it's it's kind of like Street Fighter 6's character creator is the Monster Hunter world of character creators, but with a little bit more added onto it.
I would
More
say
Mhm.
free.
Soul Calibur levels of it. Because
I don't remember Soul Calibur's character creator
So
personally.
I reckon they took note of what people did with the recent Soul Calibur, because most people just messed about with the character creator
Hmm.
constantly. So
It was
I think
pretty
they
Guilty as
took
good.
note of
charged.
that.
It was pretty good. I do remember seeing a lot of people uploading their characters, and they looked really good.
It wouldn't be a surprise either. This game clearly was looking at other games
Oh yeah.
during its development. Like it's
Oh,
blatant. But for all the good that was created, for all the labyrinths of the world,
yeah.
there were some Sasquatches.
Oh yeah. You had people that had like the biggest sized feet you could have with like the
Yep.
hairiest legs and arms, and the arms and leg hair was like bright pink.
Oh, you could
God.
adjust that too.
I
Oh
believe
my
so. Yeah,
god.
they had their skin as bright as possible, so they looked like they were
Yes.
a light bulb. Um,
Oh god.
their their calves their calves were massive, but their leg height was as short as possible, I think, or something like that.
Oh no.
And then their arms were really long, but their torso was really short. They had like some people look like Wario or Waluigi, but like amplified in terms of like a larger nose or a more chiseled jaw, or they dragged out the jaw even further. I saw someone made Giga Chad. Like
Yep. Yeah.
all that.
I'm not
Like
surprised.
yeah, there's a lot of. I saw someone make Kazuya from
Kazuya
Tekken.
and Rugal were the two that
Oh,
Yeah,
stood
and
out for
Rugal.
me.
Yep, and Rugal.
that's
Yep,
new.
both of them. They look great.
I'm gonna throw it in general, but this is when I saw that you retweeted apparently.
Yup. There we go. That's what
Yep.
I'm getting at.
Yeah,
Let me see.
it's
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
it's something.
Oh god, it's so shiny.
It's so bad it would
What
make
the-
meat from Mortal Kombat
Oh
blush.
my god.
It's it was really funny. Every time I turned the corner in a crowded lobby, I was always laughing at someone, even if it was the same person that I saw
Yeah.
again. It was just
It's
too
like
good.
it's like you can tell who the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden
Yes.
Ring players were. You could tell.
Yeah, this was definitely some From Software core players playing
I
it
mean,
here.
but that said, the customization, as Lav pointed at the beginning, is genuinely that good. The only reason we have so much evil walking around is because you're spoiled for choice with what you can change and what you can
Yeah,
adjust, and it's so
creativity.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
and they copied the exact same thing with I think World did this, but I know Rise did it, where you can save every single detail of your character creator in a little like a portfolio or something.
Oh,
You can
that's
just
good.
save it and
Oh,
use it later,
nice.
upload it later if you want to or something. And they have it for not just the character model itself, but even I think the makeup details too. There's two separate ones that you can save. And they allow you to save makeup detail if you wanted to put any makeup on your character or anything like that, I think.
I love to
Which
hear
is
it.
crazy.
I love to see that this game is going to be focused on more than just the core aspects.
Oh yeah.
But let's get away from the horrid abominations and beautiful people and talk about the other characters. Who'd you mess around with?
I played a little bit of everybody in the beta, but um the most time I spent was on Chun-Li. She is same but different, but mostly
Yeah,
different.
fair.
Um she plays extremely like fun for me. I messed around with Luke very, very, very little. He
Hmm.
wasn't really a character that I was drawn to. Guile, I wanted to give a try just for a little bit. He was fun for a little while, but I did not put much time into Guile either. Jamie and Kimberly, I put more time than the other two, and I really love their play style. And Jury is just Jury. She's fucking
Oh
really
man,
fun. She's really fun to play. Um,
Shuri was out there doing Marvel combos by the end. I love to
yeah,
see it. She's been
yep,
so weak in 5, and she was difficult in 4. I love what people have been able to pick up and just do with her in this game.
yeah. Ken and Ryu are absolutely fucking insane. I find Ken to be the best he's ever been in Street Fighter 6.
I believe it.
I love what they did with Ken. And Ryu is also like kind of like Chun-Li, same but different. Mostly same though, I feel, but the slight differences of things that they gave him just kind of make him I don't know, it's a little difficult to explain, but it's a little bit of when you see a good Ryu player, even if they played any of the older games and they haven't played Street Fighter
Mhm.
6 yet, or they playing it for the very first time, if you see a Ryu player trying out Ryu in Street Fighter 6 and you give them like an hour to play, you will see them doing things and you're like, "Yep, that's same old Ryu," and everything, all like the usual moves will just connect. You'll make insanely similar combos. You'll make some brand new combos you didn't think you had because of the new mechanics, and the damage potential is insane. Like people are already hitting 60% damage on a couple of characters in one combo.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
I've
lot of
been keeping
damage.
up with that. Um, like genuinely, these characters ooze so much personality. I love it. But
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
really.
on top of
Hmm.
it, they all look so good so far. And we've only gotten 8 of them.
Yeah. Only 8.
Yeah, we had some more reveals just before the closed beta, but it seems some of what was it? Honda,
E Honda and
Dalsim,
Cammy, Dalsim, Blanca,
Blanca. Yeah,
and a new character or a couple or two new characters. There was one character that was shown off in one of the trailers, and then there was another character. Oh, like I guess I think our 3D model was shown off, but then there was another character that was shown off in one of the portraits when they showed the roster of the characters that we were able to play and the ones we couldn't play yet.
yeah.
So there's gonna be some interesting characters. I I really cannot believe how that game feels. I really can't. I feel like I'm playing uh, a Street Fighter game where it's the culmination of every past Street Fighter game up from Third Strike onward. That's what it feels like.
God,
I
that
see.
feels so good to hear.
I also see that you went ham in practicing with the Chun Li parry as well because I've been
Yeah,
playing this
Evo,
back and forth.
Evo moment
Oh, the
30.
Evo 37.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I sat there for 2.5 hours practicing it straight and managed to do it, and it
I
was really
saw.
fun.
So, which version did you do? I saw two variants people were messing with. Just overall parrying all the way through, and if they're lunatics, I saw people perfect parry every hit.
I perfect paired.
Oh
Or
God,
I have a clip of it.
you're absolutely a lunatic.
It's I think it's like a 2 or 3 frame window
I
for
believe
each
it.
perfect parry,
Oh
which
god.
people are saying is harder than Third Strikes. But I don't know, like I never parried in Third Strike. I played very, very little of that game. I loved it, but I didn't play a whole lot of it. Like I said, Street Fighter 4 was the one that I played the most,
Mhm.
and I don't want to say, oh yeah, it's easy, because it's not. It's definitely not easy to do that perfect parry stuff. But I can say when it comes to wanting to learn, if you're practicing parry timing, especially if you're trying to do something like just that one specific super over and over again, you'll get the timing down if you are good at, if you're good at timing things, you will start to pick up on what you need to pay attention to make it easier for yourself to time the next hit. For
Sure.
me, when I started pairing the super, I was counting the sound effect that plays and at what point it ends and at what point I can press the button to press, to start up the next parry, and it's the same sound effect again. And it's a rhythm, and that's it. I just counted the rhythm, and eventually I did it. So
You love
it's
to
a
see
lot
it.
easier. It's a lot easier when you think about it, depending on how you're practicing it. But it's still a tough thing to do. But
I'd imagine.
it's
I
fun. It
saw,
was really fun.
yeah,
It's
I saw
great.
someone like parry, like perfect parry. Ken, I've got the link here. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really
Oh, I
fun.
suspect that's the one that I was talking about as well, because yeah, that's what made me
This
ask.
one.
Yep. That was the video that
That
I
was the one,
Oh
yeah.
watched.
fuck!
I
Seriously, I was stalking at this.
I watched that video, and then later in that same day, I was like, I'm gonna stream and play some more Street Fighter, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna practice that and get it done. And I did it.
I respect it. I respect the hell out of it.
It was fun, man. The perfect parry system in the game is so hard to do at the right moment, like in an actual match. But my God, is it hype, and it's very, very it's very, very cool to see when you can do it.
All right, well,
It's,
we're on the topic of the mechanics of the game. How do you feel about like all of the mechanics? Because you said something earlier that I think is super true, and that it's accumulation of many, if not every, past Street Fighter game. I definitely see the
it's
3, 4, and 5 in that.
yeah. It's specifically every it's 3, 4, and 5. Anything past 3 and onward is basically just what's in this game. You have you basically have like this. It kind of feels like the speed of Third Strike, mixed with the FADC technique options that you have from 4 with defensive, with your footsie game in 4 and 5 combined. Um, the the main thing for me with Street Fighter 6 is that that game has the drive impact meter, the drive meter, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Drive impact itself is when you press a button and the character is coated in like a colored paint, and the if the opponent blocks it, they get knocked back a little bit, but they could potentially follow up depending on what happens. If they block but they're against the wall, they get staggered for a half second, which leaves them open for a quick combo. Um, if they drive impact your drive impact and you collide, whoever uses their drive impact last wins the exchange, knocks them down, and leaves them completely open for counters. Like you can just follow up a full combo and abuse it. Um, the the other thing is, there's, I think, like 6 or 8 pips or something like that at the very top, which is the drive gauge
Yeah.
underneath the health bar. What happens is you have your EX moves use your drive meter if you want to use, if you want, if when which is what makes them glow yellow and hit more times or whatever, or maybe do some extra jump or some other weird quirky thing. Um, and if you're too confident about using your drive meter and you empty it completely, you enter fatigue state. And
Burnout.
if you get wall bounced at all, but I think by anything, if it's not, if it's either by anything or at least by the drive impact from your opponent, if you hit the wall, you are immediately stunned and you can't do anything. And you can probably break out of it, but who's gonna let you get out of that? I mean,
Just
like, come
so.
on.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful, and it doesn't matter if you block the drive impact. If you're hitting that wall and you're fatigued, you are going to get stunned. That's just how it works.
Mhm.
So you need to make sure that you balance your drive gauge use on top of applying pressure to your opponent, because even if you block your enemy's attacks, you are going to lose some drive gauge. I think it's depending on like the strength of the attack or something like that. I didn't really pay attention to most of that because I just didn't think about it. But I did notice that that is a thing that still happens. But the drive meter is it's an interesting feature. It's an interesting mechanic, but it is also like pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Like
it seems like you
it's
live and die by that.
yeah, you really play around. You play all around that meter. Um, if you, I think there also might have been a thing that people were talking about where perfect parries of some sort also might regenerate the bar a little bit faster for a short while. If you're able to
Oh,
actually get the parries off.
I didn't know that. I
It's
knew
either
that
perfect parry
parrying
or
in
legendary.
general gave you meter back, but it would
It,
make
it,
sense to reward the perfect parry with a
yeah,
more impactful regen.
yeah. So that's another thing that people were talking about. Um, but all in all, I mean, there's some really cool things that you can do because all because of the drive gauge. That one specific mechanic opens up so many possibilities of
Yeah.
potential combos. Some things that just would not work normally will work if you use the drive version of them. Some other which is similar to just any EX move from past games, but also the drive meter. Well, the drive gauge in Street Fighter 6, if you have meter and you do certain characters, or every character has a series of moves that they can and cannot drive cancel with. So like for example, I don't know, like Chun Li's heavy, like her Chun Li's standing HK.
Okay, sure.
You can't drive cancel after that, but you can drive cancel after her standing LP or MP or stuff like that. Like drive canceling and you can do it after the parry as well. You don't have to do it after landing a hit. You can do it after just being in a parry stance. You can also do a quick button input, so you can tap parry and I think go into the cancel, and it uses an extra bar of your drive gauge, but allows you to close the gap and kind of trick your opponent into, are you going to go for any sort of hit, or are you going to go into a grab? Because you can
Yes.
you can do that and just mess with your opponent and just see if they're paying attention. Um,
The FADC nature of that was actually really cool. I did
yeah,
enjoy watching people tinker around and find out just how plus you could make things off
yeah,
of the rush, and quite frankly, watching people pretty routinely get that cancel into overhead and just
hmm
catch their opponents sleeping was
yeah,
disgusting.
yeah. It's pretty nuts. It's really fun.
I'm still jealous. I want this.
There is there is something that I was also because I messed with a little bit of the options here and there when I was also on the beta, and one of the main things that I thought was the most incredible thing I think and this is coming from someone that doesn't know if this exists anywhere else. If it does, I definitely don't hear about it often enough. But more games need it, and it's the ability to play as someone who's blind. The game has an accessibility option for blind people,
Yes.
where
Oh, that's awesome.
Jesus.
the way that it works is when you turn it on and you are in a match, the game will imagine a metal detector. The closer you get, the faster it beeps.
Oh,
It's
yes.
it's the same concept. The closer you get to your opponent, the faster a specific frequency will play, and the further away you get from them, the slower it'll play. So you can learn how exactly that works and how to play around it. And when you land attacks on your opponent, it also plays a different pitch. So I believe it, and I think it's dependent on the attack you're using. So LP, MP, HP, and LK, MK, HK. Like any punches or kicks, I believe have different sound effects, sound cues that play at specific pitches depending on light, medium, heavy, or whatever, and they let you know that is what you did and that landed, which is insane. Like I genuinely don't think any other game has done that because I had never heard of it.
Yeah, that's
But if so,
astounding. Awesome. Yeah.
it's really cool.
I'm
I
pretty sure this is
love
one of
it.
a kind, but Street Fighter, for whatever reason, maybe just through its popularity, has always had a wealth of people playing it. Like, I'm sure I've brought him up before, but Burly Legs, who is paralyzed seemingly everywhere, was playing that competitively with his mouth, and it
Oh
does
wow.
not surprise me that Capcom has seen this as an opportunity to further widen it by allowing a greater player base. Like, that's really
Yeah.
sick. When that went up on Twitter, I was surprised at first. I was trying to think, it's like, does this make sense for a fighting game? And then I remembered, yeah, with the type of people
Yeah.
that play it, yeah, cool. I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't get a lot of use, it's at least a fun bit of tech
It's
for other
accessible.
companies to put forward for other game types.
Yeah, please.
I mean, just look at the like immense amount of sound options that Street Fighter 6 just has in general.
Yeah. That's a
It is
lot.
nuts. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I guess we all probably watched it, but yeah, watching them like go through one by one of just the sound options was insanity. Makes
Yeah.
me happy though.
The music in that game is also so good, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't. I
I'm
can't.
so
Like,
happy people have stopped complaining that they're not the old themes, or at least that I don't see them
yeah.
anymore. Because this music's so good.
It really is.
I don't see people complaining about that either. But my God, I have seen some people who at the beginning when they first heard some of the characters' themes, they were like, I don't really like this.
Yeah,
It's not. I
exactly.
don't care for it. But then when they got to either watch people play it because they didn't get the chance to, or they played it themselves, they were just like, man, it grew on me. Okay, that's pretty cool. And I was like, oh, good. I love the tracks personally since I heard them. I love all the
Hmm.
tracks from all the characters. I like. I think I don't think there's any track that I dislike even on any stage, even training stage. Like I don't dislike any of the tracks. The lobby music is insanely fucking snaz. It's like jazzy and fucking
Yep.
incredibly smooth. The there's a a theme that a unique theme that plays when you press the share or select button on your controller. You have like a cell phone and you can take selfies or take other pictures with it and stuff like that. And you can also access your clothes, so you can change your look. That menu where you are looking at your clothing options has a unique theme in there too. There's also a unique theme for when you go to the clothing store and you are just trying on things that you might want to buy. There's also a unique track there. There's there's so much. They also put in the effort to put in the extra tracks that are tied to the main menu. When you are in the main menu, it focuses on three options and and they are horizontal from each other, and the center one is the option that you can only pick in the beta, and it's the battle hub. And when you're hovering over it, it has its own unique music. And then if you either go left or right from the battle hub's location in the menu, it plays separate music for those other menu options, the other game mode options that you can
Mm.
choose. It's just it's
Capcom,
unbelievable.
I'm gonna need a jukebox mode. I'm
Yeah,
saying it now.
I'm
that was
assuming that also helps accessibility as well,
yeah.
because you
Oh,
can recognize
Lets
where
you
you
know
are.
what menu you're in. That's a good
Yeah.
shout. Yeah.
exactly. And one of the things that I personally would really, really, really love, and I hope that they are heavily considering it, is the ability to make events, whether they're collaboration. Think of Monster Hunter World. Whether if it's a collaboration like any other game that does their collabs with other games, whether if it's the same company, whether if it's Capcom game crossovers or other company crossovers,
Mhm.
or the the uh, the festivals, the spring festivals,
Yes, that'd be
the winter
sick.
festival, and they can decorate the battle hub to be around that theme. They can decorate the battle hub so there's ornaments around the area just to make it look more lively. They could also put like little they can put little things on the cabinets that you can access. They can put things on the screen. They can change the screen's video to have something more relevant towards that time. They can make every single NPC that you talk to at the counter dress up as something similar to that same theme, and they also can make costumes that you can buy and make your character dress up as and use whenever you want to, like, and also have a unique theme in the battle hub that you can listen to for the moment that that's going on, as well as the ability to have a jukebox in the lobby, or it could either be in the lobby, so it's either a client side thing. So if I want to change the music for myself, I'll change it, and somebody else can go over to the jukebox and do that for themselves too, or they can just make it in the options menu. Like one or the other is fine by me, or both. But like I would love if they did stuff like that because the game is already as extremely social as possible. It's PSO2. It's just PSO2
Yeah,
lobby shenanigans, but
that's what it looked
Street
like.
Fighter. The characters are ridiculous looking. People spam emotes, people spam the master actions. So you have people using Shoryuken, Hadouken, spinning bird kick, flash kick, and all these other fucking ridiculous abilities, just hitting each other for no reason, just because they can. Um, there's just so much, but it's so nice because it was really cool. One of the things that I was telling people when I was playing the other day was my experience with arcade games as a kid was my introduction to fighting games was playing Tekken 3, and the only time that I ever got to play it was when I went to a movie theater that had a Tekken 3 cabinet there, and that was it. And that was my introduction to playing any sort of fighting game, and I loved it. And I played it every once I played fighting games every once in a while ever since I was introduced by it, whether if it was on my PlayStation or whatever. And I never had the chance to go to like any sort of like local arcade shop or something or anything that had like a whole bunch of cabinets of different fighting games or whatever to just play them in. I went to like Dave and Buster's or some other places that had cabinets of different games and genres or whatever, but nothing like an actual arcade that had a bunch of fighting game cabinets where you can just get a tournament together with people locally and just have a good time. I never experienced that. However, when I load up that game and when you load up the game, you have the title screen, you press any button, it loads the game, it gives you the three options in the main menu, you pick
Mhm.
the battle hub, it shows your character running in from off screen, they get into the center and they start vibing to the music. They just start moving their hips and just bobbing their head, swaying their arms a little bit, and then you can just pick a server that you want to go to manually, or you can just say, just throw me in there. I don't care what server I go to, just whatever's better. And then you just go in, and then you just have a whole bunch of people that are just chilling. You hear the sounds of of the fight sticks just clicking constantly in the background. You have the smooth jazz music, and you have people running around doing dumb shit, and it feels like an actual like at home like an actual arcade. Like it feels welcoming. It feels warm.
Truly,
It
we are
feels
in the '90s again.
yeah, it really feels like they knew what they were doing and they got it right immediately. And I love it. Like I never get tired of being in those lobbies. I could literally just sit there and just vibe for hours and just waste my day away just listening to the music and chilling.
Yeah, Nakayama and Matsumoto seem to really understand what is like what the community wants.
Yeah.
When they took over from Ono, I think those were some pretty big boots to fill, despite a lot of Ono's decisions being questionable.
Yeah.
Uh, but between the breath of fresh air that these two have, they just are by being producer and director, and with Capcom making the adjustments they've made, mostly spearheaded by the Monster Hunter crew, Tsujimoto and crew.
Hmm.
It's just we're seeing a new era of Capcom, and like six really feels like the reintroduction of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I think five was probably meant to be that, but oh boy, did that not turn out! And
Yeah.
to see such a player centric game be put out, and to
Hmm.
have those concepts be what are highlighted in this first closed beta is so huge.
Yeah. I, that, I just there's not a lot, if anything, that I dislike about the beta. There
Oh
really
crap, that was gonna be my next question.
yeah, there's I don't even in terms of netcode, I didn't think about it at all. I hadn't that I that it was not a thing I worried about. Like that's how
Yep.
good it was. Sure,
Every single stream I saw, everyone was just commenting on how buttery smooth it was.
Yeah, and there were moments where, of course, there were just huge hitches, but like, what fucking fighting game doesn't have that? You know, like whatever, it happens. But
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
playing the game felt responsive as hell.
It's
Like
also a beta.
I hit my moves, I do the moves. Simple. No,
Yep.
nothing crazy to it. I don't have to buffer anything really early on and just hope that this works. I just do what I need to do and it works. And it was just great.
Yeah, Maximilian put out a tweet like an hour ago that like sums it
Mhm.
up perfectly. You
Yeah.
know a fighting game has good netcode when netcode never becomes a part of the conversation of the game's quality.
Yep. Exactly.
Hmm.
It's just part of the game. Right? Like you expect it to be a part of the of any fighting game in this day and age when you know that it's entirely possible for anyone to do it. Even people that are messing around with with like Marvel 3 and some other older games, they're just taking the code and just toying around with it and just trying to see what they can do to make it run better. And people do. Like if it takes a while, it takes a while. But we're in 2022, so and even then we've had rollback for a few years now from other games.
True.
So and they ran fine. And
Welcome to the modern era of fighting games.
yeah, it's insane. It's one of those things that in this day and age, it's not wrong to to fully expect your fighting game to have an online component where that online component does whatever it can to make sure that it simulates an offline experience.
I'll take it to the next step and say this is something that never should have been in question in the first place. Like this is something that we
Yeah,
never should have had to endure as players.
yeah,
And I understand what the reason was. I mean, Japan's a much smaller nation than
yeah,
America, so it worked for them. I'm happy. I'm so happy that we're finally at a place where no matter where you are in the world, if you fight each other, you're gonna have a good experience. Maybe not offline, but still good.
yeah. I was playing people from everywhere all over the fucking planet, man. I had no problems. I had people in the Middle East. I had people over in Japan. I had people in like Germany. I had people everywhere. I fought somebody somewhere. And almost every single time it was just a new country, and I was like, "What? Cool!" Like it was nuts, and the connection was perfectly fine. And there were moments where, sure, the game had a hitch, and we couldn't press any buttons for like 5 seconds, but then when it recovered, no problems. And that wasn't even like oh, it must have been fine if it was in the U.S., but it was probably like that in another country. No, because the same shit no matter what country I was fighting, like
Truth.
wherever I was
Fair
playing,
enough.
it doesn't matter. But the main point is it recovered, and it wasn't really really awful, which was crazy.
Now, to
That's
kind of branch off that a little bit, they are adding a feature which I think is going to be beautiful. I don't know if anyone's ever actually going to use it,
mhm.
but despite how rock solid things seemed to be in the beta, they did add a feature, and I'm not sure if it was live, that if both players put in, I forget what the button commands were, you just bow out, no penalty.
Oh yeah, that was in the beta.
Yeah, that's beautiful because if for
Yeah,
whatever reason, no matter how much you try, this one connection just doesn't work, and you both understand this, you can just move on with your day. You
yep,
don't have to sit through an awful what 3 rounds
experience.
or
Yeah,
leave and get penalized for it.
Hmm.
yeah, exactly. You can just both of you can just veto it and say, and it becomes no contest, and then you just restart and you fight somebody else or whatever. It's crazy. Like they really thought of everything.
Yeah, yeah. No, they took a
Brought it back.
lot of feedback.
Yeah,
This
no matter
this
how.
this era of Capcom has apparently been pretty good.
Yep.
Well, they had a lot to make up for the early and mid 2000s.
Yeah. They fixed a lot of stuff and just that engine. The engine was the first thing, and then all of a sudden Monster Hunter, then Resident Evil, and now there's also freaking DMC, and then there's fighting games, and now there's new IPs, and what's next? Mega Man, please.
Oh, don't give that community hope. Oh, don't hurt them like that.
RE
I'd
engine
sooner,
Mega Man.
I would sooner,
God, that would be sick.
I would sooner expect an RE engine Mega Man than an RE engine Darkstalkers. So
Yeah, they've pretty much said that. Look, we're putting this out, this Stalkers collection, or this fighting game collection, but that doesn't mean we plan on making any of these.
yeah.
Which is
Darkstalkers,
nice.
please.
Which is nice because usually up until then, the talking point was, "Hey, if you really want us to make a new game, buy this one first." So it's nice to see that change.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them give another chance to some of their other IPs, but I understand that Street
RE
Fighter can
engine.
also be like the medium for that with guests and all that.
RE engine Power Stone.
Oh, Power
Dude,
Stone.
imagine. Oh,
Power Stone, whether if it's 3 or a combination of 1 and 2 in one collection, and just make it RE engine.
I want bloody raw. Clap.
What about
Bloody raw.
Lost Planet? What about Lost Planet?
That'd be cool
what
too.
about Lost Planet?
It would be cool to see Lost Planet come back for any, whether if it's a reboot or something else.
I
But,
liked
yeah,
a little bit of 3. I think Lost Planet 3 was all right.
2 was my fucking favorite, man. That game was so much fun. Short, but it was really fun.
All right, well, we've made it through all my questions. Does anyone else have anything to ask, or do you just have anything you want to expound on?
All right.
Nothing to expand on, but there
So
was.
what was your favorite like detail, or like, you know, we talked about the mechanics and stuff, but like mini details. For example, I watched a video with Jamie. Now his taunts change depending how fucking trolleyed he is.
Oh,
Yep.
nice! I didn't know that.
It's
Yeah.
great.
He the more he drinks, the more drunk he gets, and with every level of drunkenness he's in, his taunts change to the point where when he's completely buffed with his drunk buff, he just falls over and just lays on the floor for like a few
Yeah.
seconds and does nothing.
Nice.
Yeah, he also lets his hair down as well.
Yeah.
His hair's swishing everywhere. I
Mm-hmm.
think
I
also
still wish that was keyframed. I don't like that's physics based.
uh,
I didn't like it on Nikali either.
Nicole looked a little weird, you know.
yeah, Luke has some as well, depending on his gauge or something. His winning one, something like that.
Luke has 2 unique winning animations if he
Yeah.
gets perfect KOs.
Yeah.
He just dances in both of them. He just does a different dance.
But it has those small little details you can discover along the way as well. Have you noticed anything else like that?
Kimberly's level 3 super playing her own unique music. If 2 Kimberlys use it, it adds
They get lyrics. Yeah, that's it.
Ah,
that I like a lot. You can KO with Chun-Li's taunt. I brought that back.
Yes, I
Really?
saw someone get the stun and then give them the little gomen as
Yep.
they KO'd.
Yes, the classic disrespect, man.
I won't
glad
lie,
they brought
that might be the most third strike thing in this game, and there
Yeah,
are
it
parries.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's just like, bro, they brought that back from Third Strike. That's crazy. Like it's nuts. I don't know if I could pick a favorite, but I've definitely seen all of those little attention to detail. Jamie's attack patterns can actually sync up to some songs when you're fighting an opponent, which is really cool.
No.
Yeah.
Um,
I like his the gatling on his light kick.
mhm.
Instead of just sticking out the same foot 3 times, he actually does the 3-step.
Yeah. Another thing with Jamie is he has a command grab, and if you whiff the command grab, he has different animations and reactions for whiffing
Oh,
every time. Yeah. One of the reactions is if he misses his command grab, he just points at the character and says, "Get back here." But he's like nowhere near them or something. It's really
nice.
silly. Yeah, there's the Chun between the Chun-Li stuff, all the different things that Jamie has and Kimberly has, and um I don't know what the other characters might have, because obviously people haven't really posted anything on Twitter because maybe they haven't seen anything, figured it out, or
Oh boy,
whatever.
let me tell you, Twitter's been pretty obsessed with one character in particular. It's Jury, and it's her feet.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I'm so
It's like the
uncomfortable.
third fucking time I've somehow wound up in a bloody feet conversation this week. What is
All-
going on?
Look, to be fair, Jury's been this way since 4.
Yeah.
Someone on the dev
Ah,
team
but
just
it's not even
also.
related to Street Fighter. That's what I'm. That's what's
Oh,
fucking
okay. Well, now I don't got anything for you.
Yeah, I fucking can't stand. I could not stand seeing conversations about that all the time. I was like, bro, who cares? Literally, just play the game and find cool things.
Yeah, no,
It's
people
awesome.
care. Oh man.
Care on your own fucking time, not on borrowed time like a closed beta. Jesus.
You are
But
correct, sir.
but like, one of my favorite quality of or like little attentions to detail, I honestly think, is nothing like little Easter eggs or additional things that they put in the game for certain characters or stages or whatever. It's just the way the game looks.
Ah,
The
it's
attention to
so good.
detail is absolutely unbelievable. Like veins protruding out of their muscles when they flex. The Oh, here's something actually that is absolutely fucking wild. That apparently I didn't know Street Fighter 5 had this because I didn't fucking play the game, and barely watched people play online matches.
Mhm.
If you spectate somebody who is in a match with someone else and you spectate late, the game runs at 3 times or 2 times the speed to catch up to where they are at
Yes.
that moment.
Oh, that's cool.
What's crazy though is while Street Fighter 5 has that, it doesn't what Street Fighter 5 lacks that Street Fighter 6 has is all the fucking animations and particle effects that go on at that time. The amount
Oh
of
god,
times
it's an
I've seen people
explosion.
use drive impacts and everything, and there's just green and red and blue paint plastered all over the screen is crazy, and it keeps up and it syncs up and it's perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, cool. That's awesome. I didn't think that the game would even be able to freaking handle that sort of stuff in a closed beta. I would have thought that maybe there would have been like a little bit of an issue or some kinks to work out, but I mean maybe there is. It probably like in a tech when a tech person sees it, but like
Mhm.
from the eyes of just a consumer, it ran perfect. Like there was no problem. So it's
No,
like
I
cool.
agree with that. Now, here's a question that I have. This didn't feel like a closed beta. It didn't really feel
It didn't.
much like a beta at all. It felt like
It
just
just
like a
felt like the
demo,
yeah.
like a
It
proper old
just
school
felt bad.
demo where this is finished now.
Yeah,
That's what it looked
it's
like.
nuts. One of the other things that was kind of crazy, considering that it is a beta, thank God that they actually had a closed beta because some people have been finding the most stupid loops where people can't even play the game. Like
Oh,
it's
GG Infinites.
it's ridiculous. Somebody found like a loop with Chun-Li where you jump, you kick down, where she does her spring kicks. You can do
Yeah,
one
the
of
toe
those spring
taps.
kicks. Yeah, you should do one of those, and then you just do like a stationary like HK
Legs.
in the air or something like that,
Oh,
and you hit behind the person, and you can just lock them in place and just go back and forth until
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
like
I missed this.
it's
Okay, I'll find it.
ridiculous. It's so funny, but
It
like
is very funny.
it's messed up how people haven't managed to find it. But I'm glad for reasons like that. I'm glad that we did have a closed beta because hopefully they are like, okay, yeah, we don't either that's already fixed and that's not in the final game, or we need to fix that quick.
God, this is
we
close.
can't we can't.
I expect them to have 2 more betas as well.
I
Obviously, to
wouldn't
have
be
an open
surprised.
beta, but I
Yeah,
expect them to have 2 open betas. One testing general purpose things, and one actually going hard on the netcode. So this game is going to come out in such a complete state. This might genuinely be the best Street Fighter that has been just at launch, much less down the road once everyone gets like real comfortable with it.
yeah. It's Street Fighter 6 is surprisingly a very new player friendly game. It's sure it has a lot of mechanics and everything, uh, but the accessibility that it has on top of just the way that the game feels and everything, and like even practice mode teaches you a lot of stuff. Practice mode didn't even have everything available to us. Like there were still some things that were just blocked off, but the essentials were there, and even those essentials were crazy. The fact that they even give you frame data to look at when you're practicing
Oh baby!
is nuts. Yeah, it's they show you frame data for every single hit that any character does, and whether if it's blocked by somebody or not, any super, any EX, any non version of the EX moves, like everything. He grabs everything. You can see all of it. The recovery time, the entire all the frames of the animations, whether right before they land on their opponent, and all of that stuff. Everything. The timing is crazy, and they even have like a legend that tells you what each of those colors mean. It's nuts. Like I don't know how they did it. A fighting game that gives you accessibility options to be able to see actual frame data and learn how to play the game and understand it even more on a technical level, and making it as accessible as it is and fairly easy or easy to read or quick to pick up on is it's something I didn't expect them to be. I expected them to have like, oh yeah, you can see some frame data, cool. But everything else after that, to combine it together into a nice, neat little package is just like, okay, it's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. It's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
gonna be so approachable for so many people. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, as a longtime Tekken fan, I mean, Bandai Namco, you've got to step all the way up because
Mm.
Capcom nailed it. It seems.
They really did.
Dude,
I
Harada hasn't even said that there's rollback yet.
That said, so Capcom, hear me out. I've recognized that Street Fighter Cross Tekken was a flop, but could you put in a couple of Tekken characters for me? Because I liked it. Thank you. Anything else we want to cover?
trying to think of anything in particular about the beta. There was one thing that I personally liked a lot. Um, it's not it has nothing to do with anything other than it's just a me thing.
Sure.
Um, and I made a tweet about this earlier today before it was either today or like early in the morning, but one of the things that I really like as somebody like I've played my fair share of fighting games. Some fighting games I played and learned quite a bit, uh, but it was still fairly casual with it. Other fighting games I put a lot of time into, but just had a hard time learning them, for any reason, whether it was lack of frame data or making it easy for me to do it, and it was just a pain to go through all that stuff or whatever. But my experience with playing fighting games is for me, when I play any fighting game whatsoever, I have a hard time trying to make sure that whether if it's because of a different mechanic in another fighting game or not, making sure that I don't that I have like more patience and self control with my inputs. Not like blocking an opponent's attack and trying to get a quick hit in or something, or wondering if the combo ended or some shit, or I'm pressing a button to try to attack my opponent, which leaves me open and just reopens them up to a combo to keep hitting me. Things like that are things that bother me because obviously I want to improve and not do those things as often. And sometimes when it comes to playing fighting games, I have a hard time wanting to keep up with it because losing a lot of times is it sucks,
It's
obviously.
demoralizing, yeah.
Yeah, it's very demoralizing. Even if you have a very fun time with the game, there are moments where it'll still just kind of get under your skin and just be like, ugh. But and I had that with Street Fighter 6 or with any other fighting game. But if it's a fighting game I still really love, I'm not gonna like say it's shit or hate on it or anything. I still love playing the game or games. But one of the main things that I really like is when you load your character and you're listening to the music and everything before you pick a server. Uh, right as you pick a server, the announcer that says Street Fighter 6 and it says the opening title screen and everything just yells "Get in there." And the way that the person says it, the inflection, the enthusiasm, the excitement, the hype that one line brings by that one person feels encouraging and uplifting. And it's one of those things where it's like even if I was making it was like losing a whole bunch of times or whatever. In that same day, I took a break and I loaded the game back up to do something else, whether if it was to play online again and fight other players or go do story or something. Um, Hearing that one line, the way that it's delivered, just completely just nullifies any negativity that I had and just makes me feel like I can do it again. It makes me want to actually like continue learning, continue getting back on the grind and understanding it so I can actually have a proper understanding and actually play the game to a level that I consider good enough or proper so that I can stop making so many mistakes so often, and just improve as a player. It's so encouraging and it's something so small that I don't know anybody that has ever mentioned that one, just that line. Nobody talks about that. They
No,
only
that's
talk
wholesome
about
as hell.
it's something that I don't see anybody ever talk about, but it's something that I'm just like, man, and I didn't think about it at first. Like I didn't think about it at all. And when I first loaded the game, I played it. I joined the battle hub. I heard that line and I was like, that's cute, that's cool. And then I played for a couple of days, got my ass beat on by some matches, still beat other people pretty damn easily or whatever. Like I had my moments, and then I tried out ranked to see how different it was from casual matches because I had never played ranked in any Street Fighter game before, and it was completely different, a very different experience that I've never had before, and and I've won a lot of matches. I've lost more matches than I've won, and it was frustrating as hell because what I thought was some things that I had learned. There were more things about maybe my opponent, whether if it's the player themselves or the character, that I just don't have any knowledge with because it's a beta. Nobody has any freaking knowledge about this stuff.
Truth.
I would end up losing a lot of matches because they just have more knowledge checks than I do because they either use characters that are knowledge check characters of mechanics and things like that or whatever. So I lost a lot of matches, and it was like, man, this fucking sucks, and I got frustrated. But then the next day, I just loaded the game back up, and I heard that one line, and I was like, man, yeah, I want to keep playing, and
Get
I
in
just kept
there.
playing. Yeah, like that. It's something so simple and so light, but has such a huge impact that can just kind of get you continuing your grind, and it's something that is just so fucking cool. So that's something that I really really like about the beta that I experienced.
Even
And
if no
nobody,
one else brings it up, I'm
nobody
sure
talks about
someone on the dev team is going to love to hear that you said that.
it. I hope so because I'm glad they did. I'm glad that they actually put that in there, man. Because every other fighting game is just like they don't really think about it. They just kind of fucking here's your game. You select the mode. They say the name of the mode that you selected or some crap, and then they have some cool music and they have a character select, and then that's it. That's it. But like Street Fighter 6 actually does feel like it's trying to make the player feel welcomed, not only in terms of all the quality of life to make it a much easier fighting game to access and to learn and understand, but also to still welcome the player, either welcome the player to the game for the first time or welcome them back and try to sound more encouraging to be like that, like how everybody has like that one person, that one friend who's just always fucking happy all the time for whatever reason. And
I
but
have that friend.
and that one friend, for whatever reason, is always by somehow some way, no matter how shitty of a day you're having, that one friend doing or saying that one particular thing, whether if it's the same thing over and over again or something brand new, will always immediately just turn off the negativity like a fucking switch and just make you happy. Like it's that feeling for me with when I hear that, and it's incredible. It's just it's again it's such a minute detail that I never see anybody talk about, but it's such a wonderful thing because nobody, I don't think a lot of people really think about it. Like they probably experienced it the same way that I did, where when you first play the game, when you boot it up and you join a battle hub, you hear it and you're like, oh, that's cute, whatever, and then that's it. You brush it off. But I don't know any other person in my time playing that beta, whether they were typing in game chat in the lobby or in another stream or on Twitter or any other social media where someone has mentioned this same little detail and how it can affect somebody in a positive way and keep them coming back to encourage them to if you really enjoy a fighting game, especially Street Fighter 6, since this is the topic, if you really love that game and you're having a great time with it, but sometimes you just have off days or bad matches consecutively, and it ruins your mood, and you don't want to play the game anymore or something, or whether if it's for forever or for that moment, it's really nice when you just want to boot the game back up and you just hear that, and it just kind of helps a little bit.
Hmm.
It's
I
just
get that.
really nice. So. That's something that I really enjoy. You could probably honestly just chalk that up to the question from earlier, honestly. With like, the little things with Jamie and
Oh
Kimberly and all
Yeah.
yeah.
that. You can probably just say that that's probably my favorite thing because it's such a strange thing that never really dawned upon me until I experienced a situation where I was in that frustration. I was like, "Man, this fucking sucks. I hate losing. Like, it's annoying." Sure, I love the game still, and I don't want to uninstall or anything. I'm not to that point, but it's annoying when I feel like, especially when you feel like you had the match, you had the round, and you blow it on accident. You make a mistake, and you knew what you did wrong, and you wish you didn't do it, so you beat yourself up for it. Those kinds of moments are what I experienced a number of times in ranked matches. But then and I beat myself up for it. But then when I came back and I hear that one line again, I'm like, man, yeah, okay, I want to play some more. I want to go to training mode or whatever and just practice for a bit, or just queue up some casuals or whatever and just practice and just play against people and just keep replaying the same, just retrying and rematching
Yo,
them
that's
and
the real
killing them.
grind set. I love it.
It's just fun, man. It's a great game. It really is. I love that damn game. Like, I was excited when that game was showing off, like everybody else was that's interested in Street Fighter and all that. And I genuinely love, especially now through whether I would have watched it from either Max playing it or other people streaming it, or whatever, and playing it myself. Whichever outcome I would have experienced. That game is insane. Like, that game is incredible. Like, it is ridiculous. That game runs like fucking butter. The connection is mostly fucking fine. The netcode is fine. The the social aspects are insanely good. They're incredibly well done. The fact that you can buy outfits and little accessories, and you can unlock more in the full
Yeah.
game that you don't have in the closed beta, and you can do it with two different types of currency. One of which is just daily and weekly currency, which you get by the masses, and I'm assuming it's just a closed beta thing, but who knows? But you can still do daily and weekly things, and it's just stuff like go spectate a match, go give a like to somebody, go play, they'll go fight a player like 3 times or something. Nothing crazy. Just play the game, and they just throw currency at your way. Like, being able to do all those different things, being able to have fun, silly matches like the extreme battles, to have little hazards in the match, and you have to play around them, having classic games in a little section of the battle hub where you can play Street Fighter 2 Turbo or like Fatal Fury or some other game, some other
Yeah,
like
that was
Final
cool.
Fight, like
Watching the
little
old
things.
cabs.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool. It's awesome. You can also there's like a fucking like a DJ section where you can just get behind a turntable and just start fucking scratching the records and just pressing buttons and making noise, like, just for the hell of it. It's cool. It's just so much fun. You got people, like I said before, you got people gesturing and spamming emotes, there's 2 floors in the battle hub, and the second floor only has it's only in 2 little corners, and there's just like a couple of arcade cabinets over there, so you can practice up there or play some people or whatever. And there's like little photo booth things that you can with like Capcom characters you can just take pictures of if you want to. And just for the hell of it, me and other people in different lobbies would run around up to the second floor and just spinning bird kick and fly across the fucking arena, the hub on the second floor, just for the fun of it.
Watching people cab surfing was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just really cool. And I can't wait to play story mode. I can't wait to explore like a
Same.
sandbox to see what the hell they do with that
Hmm.
game. It's
Guys, it's
nuts.
day like negative 200. This game has, needless to say, has had a great first impression on it.
I
Like,
can't believe it.
goodness gracious.
I was
I-
trying to look for this clip.
nuts.
I was trying to look for this clip that I saw like either earlier today or yesterday. and I don't know the characters because I don't know fucking Street Fighter characters or whatever. But it reminded me because you said something about like hazards or whatever, and it was a fight. The guy grabbed like the other guy, all right, and he did like a fucking backflip off him, but he hit the wall and it killed himself.
Oh my god. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
he lost just because he did the grab.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hate to hear it.
Yeah. The extreme battles have
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
a couple of different like hazards where they'll have random electric rods that just spawn from the ceiling and just go down to the middle of the arena, and it
Ugh.
makes the stage smaller for a couple of seconds, and you have to just make sure you don't get hit by them to lose more health. There's the these little robots with the helmets or Mega Man. You hit them and they can hit the enemy and they stagger them and electrocute them, and you can follow up with combos. There's like bulls that rush in from the screen and you have to jump over them, and you can't. I don't think you can parry them or anything. You just have to
Nope.
avoid them. Like little things like that are crazy, and it's just so funny. I saw a mini game in one of the extreme battles where the game mode changed, and it wasn't about making your opponent's health bar hit zero. It was basically like a game of tug of war essentially, but but reversed. Like you hitting your opponent made your health bar extend over to their side, and if you fully filled out that bar of that one color, you win the round. And
Oh, that's sick. I didn't see that one.
whoever has like more health over the other when it times out wins that round. But if you do manage to completely fill that entire bar of one color, whether the opponent does it or you do it, that is guaranteed a round win for whoever succeeds in that. So it's just cool. There's it's so many little nifty things and it's cool because they don't have like there's a lot of cabinets. There's a lot of cabinets in that hub, and most of the cabinets are normal cabinets. It's just like just play the game, classic, classic fights, one on one, whatever. You can spectate them in the cabinets. You can join a queue and just wait, whatever. And then in the corners, you have like 6 or so cabinets, maybe a little bit more, so that you can play the classic games or you can play the extreme battle versions, and then just have fun with that. And you can also make your own private rooms. You can have there's normal servers, and then there's crossplay servers that are separate servers in an entirely different list. So there's more servers you can join. You can see how populated the servers are in the menus. Like there's just a lot. You can customize you can customize each character's settings if you want to queue up as a ranked match or a quick as just a casual match. You can play with classic controls or modern controls, which makes the modern controls way easier. But I don't want to play with modern controls because I'm used to the more classic style. And you can change your character's color, the costumes, the whatever you want. You can change. Um, your portrait. So whenever you're challenged by an opponent, you see a
Yeah.
portrait of the character. I looked for that immediately and just browsed the few things that they gave me, and I was like, this is sick. I changed it immediately, and I left it like that. One of the things that's one of my favorite things in the game for the social aspect, titles like other Street Fighter games. You can
Sure.
just choose a title, whatever. One of my titles that I found was it was like there's like a fighting profile title, and then there's like a social profile title. The fighting profile is like from Street Fighter 4 and 5, and even I think even like in like Tekken, how you see just a title on the side that just says playing for fun, or go easy on me, things like that. And that's separate from this other title that I'm going to talk about. This one that I love is one where you go to your profile in the lobby, and you can change it to like it's like a title that's kind of like a like when you're in a lobby and you look at the player list, you can see like their intentions, why they're playing the game. First time playing in so and so years,
Okay, yeah.
looking to improve as jury, looking to improve as so on and so forth character, things like that. Mine was first time playing in X amount of years. And I was like, this will be good because I want people to know that I haven't played in a while because it's been like 5+ years or something. So I opened it up and it lets you pick the number of years that they have in there. So I was like, okay, 1 year or not, definitely not 1 year. I haven't played I haven't played it longer than that. So it was like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, and it kept going down. And I was like, when does it end? And it stopped at
100.
100, and I clicked at 100 years. So my little social blurb says, haven't played a fighting game in 100 years.
Nice.
And then every time I joined a lobby, I was like, I wonder if anybody else did the same thing. And I found 3 people that had the similar title as mine, but the numbers were different. I was like, oh shit, somebody actually has first time playing in so many years. And there was a 1 at the end of the preview, but if you leave the cursor over the preview, it'll automatically scroll so you can see if there's more to it.
Sure.
And when I saw that, for 2 out of the 3 people that I saw that had the similar title, 2 of them actually had it. They actually made it serious. First time playing in like 1 year. First time playing
That
in 10
third one is
years.
the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah, and the third one was the one that was exactly like mine. And I was like, yeah, 100 years, let's go. It's
Oh,
just
that is
so
not the
funny.
number I was expecting. I'm proud. I'm so proud of everyone.
It's so funny, man.
Oh,
Like little
you were
things like that
expecting
are great.
69, weren't you?
100%.
No, I don't even think that's an option. Like, I don't think it's like every individual number. I think it's just
Every
preset numbers.
tens. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, little things like that were in there, and that's like my favorite thing from like the social aspect. Like just something in the little menus, and it's just like you wouldn't really notice it unless you actually go digging for it. But when you actually open up like the player list or whatever, and you just want to see what people have to say in the little blurb, you're like, okay, that's pretty funny. Like it's cute.
This is going to be great for community building of all sizes, small communities, the FGC as a whole,
Oh
large
yeah.
streams. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
Absolutely. And the hubs themselves, I think, hold like 100 people per hub.
It really is just PSO2.
Yeah,
It's
it
nuts.
really is.
It is insane. And um one of the other things that I am like really excited for about like the hub and everything is being able to actually like in the beta you were able to set up tournaments, but the tournaments were designed like they were set up like as presets. So um, you don't make a tournament and then have people join it immediately so you can just go. You join a tournament that the game has made itself, and it's on these specific actual real life days at this specific times. If you
Oh,
join,
that's
you have
neat.
to make sure you make it there, which is weird. Like it's unfortunate that that's like that because
That's like a real tournament though. That's like a
yeah,
taste of a local.
it is, and I think it's cool, but I hope that when the full game comes out, we can actually make our own tournaments and just maybe just set it to the now. You know what I mean? Like maybe if it's
Sure,
the
sure,
same
sure.
system, but you can just change the time of day and the day itself to immediate or something. That'd be good.
That's
But
pretty standard in, well, I want to say it's standard in fighting games. Yeah,
yeah,
you should be able to do that.
yeah. But it was great. It was awesome. There was also two more areas, two little counters that did not have NPCs. So there's more things that they're going to
Big
have
hmm.
in there. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't. Nobody knows what that's going to be, but
Oh, I wonder if one of
it's
them is just going
exciting.
to be a traditional DLC desk.
Yeah, I was.
This is where
It
you can go
probably
and pick
will
up
be.
the characters and their
Yeah,
skins.
that
That
could
would
be
be,
that could be it
yeah.
too.
Try to keep as much stuff diegetic as possible.
Making it so that they can actually just chill in the hub and do whatever they want.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing they should have
it's
do with
gonna be great.
Rise. Cough.
There's
Salt.
there is so much in Street Fighter, and I'm still surprised that that beta was a closed beta
Yeah.
because I didn't feel like I was playing a beta, man. I'm not gonna lie. I did not feel like I was playing a beta. I just felt
Yeah.
like I was logging
Full
in,
game.
playing the game, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna play Chun Li, whatever. Just gonna have fun. And then people were just jumping in, memeing. I was hanging out with Max in his lobbies with
Saw
everybody
that.
else. Yeah, we're just chilling, man. We were freaking spinning bird kicking. We're all spamming Hadouken, and hitting him. We were
Of
just
course.
slumping down on the floor, laying on the floor in the middle of the arena just for no reason. Like it's just great. It's just really cool.
Yeah, the community aspect of this game is stunning.
I think there was something else too about the game that I wanted to mention, but I forgot about it. But most of it really is just I can't believe that game is what it is.
I
I
mean,
really
that's
can't.
understandable, and I don't think any of us can blame you. You have spent an hour and a half, like, absolutely gushing and was, and
And I
it's
don't even have
amazing.
mechanics.
Exactly.
I don't know all fighting game lingo. Like I don't know all of that.
Like,
But like
it speaks so
crazy.
much to what this beta was.
I am like I am still what I would consider a casual. I don't think I'm somebody that like I have maybe some form of intermediate experience in terms of some knowledge, but that comes and goes. You know, if I don't play the game, I'm gonna forget some things. Some things I'll remember, or I'll pick it back up, no problem, or whatever, like riding a bike. But I still consider myself someone who plays fairly casually. I just have but I just have a fair amount of knowledge behind me.
Oh,
And even with that, with my experience, I still managed to learn in a short amount in the time that I was learning parrying. That they was doing the parry stuff for those 2.5 hours. I learned a little bit of the frame data just by looking at it and just seeing how the characters reacted and staring at the numbers at the bottom and being like, oh, okay, I see. And then I was just playing the game. Like and I have a hard time understanding these things. Those kinds of things, if they're not fucking spoon fed to me, I will not understand it very easily. But for some reason, I just played the game and I was like, oh, okay, because it was presented to me in a very, very easily way to understand. And I never knew anything about well, I knew about frame data, but like the very specifics, the very, very specific things about frame data interactions against from player A to player B, how there's downtime between the two, how someone has frame advantage and doesn't, like plus frames, minus frame. Like I saw all that and I was like, okay, I get it. And just by looking at it, like it's nuts. It's so crazy just how well you can see all of the information that you need, including inputs and everything, so that you can play the game better. So that you can understand what you've done wrong. You can also record. I mean, this is also a thing that I think most fighting games, if not all of them, do nowadays. But like, you can have your practice dummy. You can have them either, just crouch, jump over and over again, block
sure.
everything, blah blah blah. But you can also record your input of them doing something and just have them repeat it over and over again so you can
Yes.
practice it. Like, I don't know other games if I do that because I don't mess with practice mode a lot in other fighting games. But that was cool. I was like, man, that's sick. I can do this easily. It's very easily accessible. I press one button to start the recording. I do the input. I end recording. I hit play. I play as player one. The bot does the thing I did before, and I practice against it.
Yep, and you can find out how to beat it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just cool. It's nuts.
Presentation matters. Presentation absolutely matters.
It definitely does. And the other thing is like I was watching because I and when I was streaming a little bit of the beta on the last day. I played for a few hours. Did that parry practice thing. I got some matches in. I did some people watching to see those crazy character creators, and I watched like Leffen and Snake Eyes and Latif. I think how you pronounce their name. Just fight other people. I watched them. I spectated them in game, just watching them fight, and I'm just like, damn, that shit's cool. And like it's cool to see how they operate, how they play the game,
Yeah.
how much knowledge that they have behind them for this genre of game, and how they manage to translate it into a brand new game that they only have so many days or even just hours playing, and how well that they were getting perfect KOs and understanding how to trick their opponent and just drive canceling immediately, and just they just got it. Like again, like riding a bike but for them with a brand new game. And I was like, this is cool as
Yeah,
hell, man.
and at their level, really, what's fun, at least for me to watch, is character expression. To watch
Mhm.
them play like these same characters that you might play, but what's
Yeah.
their gimmick with it?
Yep. I was loving watching. I watched top tier players play every single character. I watched that throughout my time playing the beta, and I was like, "What can I do?" Because I was playing Chun Li, and I was trying to learn her because I was enjoying her how she played her. I enjoyed her playstyle in Street Fighter 6 a lot, and I was like, "What? So what can I do here?" So I was playing the game. I was trying to understand a little bit with practice mode. I understand some things. Twitter opened up my eyes to some more cool tech, and I was like, "That's fucking stupid. I'm in. I'm gonna play it." And then I watched other people who were playing the game who are like diamond or platinum players or some crap, whatever rank, and then some, some Evo players, whatever, that were in the beta. And I was like, what is happening? I literally cannot even see like the frames that they're in which they're doing this very specific thing that is like, a one frame animation that goes into something. I'm like, how do you do this? This is nuts. But what's also really cool is when you're spectating somebody who's in a match with someone else, you can see their inputs while they're fighting their opponent.
Yeah.
And again, really fucking cool detail, really cool information that you didn't even really need. You didn't, or maybe you didn't think you needed. That really, really helps so you can understand how they're playing more in depth, which gets you to understand how you should be approaching your opponents, how you should be playing your character, and things like that. And it's great, man. It's really, really great. I can't wait until the full roster is available for the base game. And I
Oh.
really can't wait for any future DLC characters because, dude, Chun-Li is ridiculous. When my time playing that character, I was sitting there just like, okay, I'm gonna play Chun-Li. She has her classic moves: Tensho kicks, Kikoken, spinning bird kick, lightning kicks, everything. She's got all that. She's got an air grab and everything, all that nonsense. She's got the wall jump, everything. And I'm like, this is cool. And then someone was like, okay, but because she has two moves that are charge moves. Kikoken is hold back for a little bit, then hit forward and press punch or whatever. Spinning
Mhm.
Bird is the same thing, but down to up and a kick. And I was like, okay, how the fuck am I gonna use this in a combo? Like if I'm hitting if I'm hitting just neutrals or forwards and I can't just hold down in a mid combo, what am I supposed to be doing here? And then somebody on Twitter was like, okay, so really cool tech with Chun Li. She has a stance ability, and the stance ability lets her duck under projectiles, which is cool. But from her stance mode, she can do four different attacks that are of course different ranges and animations, punches and kicks. But if you land any normal attack that's from the stance attack, it's from the stance mode itself, you can do any of the charge moves without having to charge them. And I was like, "What?" And then I saw and then the next day came, and then I started seeing 50%, 60% full combos using level 2 meter
Yeah.
at a 3, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, bro. Alright." And then I started practicing that, and I started doing that every once in a while, and I was like, "This is cool. This is sick."
This is
And
the golden age of fighting games. It's not a time. It's not a point in time. It's at the very launch of a fighting game. Oh, it's the
yeah,
best.
and the other thing too is when we were talking about like that sense of like going to an arcade and just seeing people just beat each other up in the arcade machines and everything and just having a good time, whatever, walking around and just vibing with other people. You have that sense. You have the same feeling when you're playing the game online because of the way that the battle hub is designed. And then you also have, of course, brand new fighting game. Everybody's learning everything and all that. And then you have people who are just like, check out this sick tech that I found or that somebody else found. Look at it. And everyone's just sharing all this fucking information. It's a fucking fountain
Goddamn
of info.
beautiful.
And what's crazy is with Street Fighter 6, I don't feel like I'm trying to do fucking Marvel combos here with every character. Like every character does have some crazy cool tech, but you don't have to do all of that tech to defeat your opponent all the time. Like the combo that I was looking at that was basically like a 50% combo or something like that that used some meter was basically just like a couple of moves into some canceling into like an EX move that went into into one of your level supers, and then you can cancel that super at the end to jump and then do some air hits, and then you just dunk the enemy at the end. And I was like, "Okay, that sounds like a lot." But then when you play the game, it's simple. Like, it's really easy, and I was like, "This is cool." Like, I don't feel like I'm hurting my fucking hands trying to do all these crazy what I think to be crazy looking moves because the character's going crazy. Character's punching, canceling, and she's flying at like Mach 1 speeds, just hitting the opponent and keeping them in place against the wall or something, and then all of a sudden they're in the air after the super, and then they're still being hit in the air like it's Marvel. But meanwhile, you're just all you're doing is this. That's it. And
Yeah.
it's like 6 buttons.
Yeah.
It's like 6 buttons, and I'm like, "This is this was easy." And believe me, I say it was easy, and this is coming from somebody that has a hard time doing combos in any fighting game. I have a really hard time trying to do quarter circle inputs, back forward inputs, hold or tap otherwise. I sometimes jump on accident because I'm playing on a controller, and I feel comfortable on a D-pad than an analog stick because I don't like analog sticks for fighting games. And also, in my case, my analog stick is fucking broken, so I can't. So
No, the
it
pad is
registers.
the pad is the safer bet, 100%.
Yeah, so it's like being able to actually do these things just felt crazy good, and it was really weird because I'm so used to every other fighting game when I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, King's like the longest grab that King has, where you're supposed to do all these different inputs constantly throughout the animation, where he just keeps
Yep.
grabbing them, and that's what it feels like for me playing any other fighting game. Just like the focus that you have to have and to do so many inputs in such a short amount of time to make sure you do it properly, especially when you don't have frame data. That makes it even worse. But then I did it without frame data, but then when I turned on the frame data at the bottom, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I started to understand a little bit more about when to time it, what I was doing wrong, if I should use light, medium, or heavy versions of the moves to make them connect because that also matters too. And it's nuts, man. And it's crazy. The only other game where I felt like I was able to do some cool combos was Guilty Gear Strive. That was it.
The other game that's going to get talked about a lot. Fair enough. I mean, they seem
Like,
to be the darlings right now.
yeah, and again, it's just crazy, man. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they keep doing it. I say it every time. I said it with Monster Hunter. I'm gonna say it with this game too. Capcom must have signed a deal with the devil.
You're gonna say
I would not be
you're gonna
surprised.
say it for Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
probably.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna say it right. I'm gonna say that I am going to. I am definitely going to say that again too. So yeah, but the game is great. It's wonderful. It is actually pretty damn new player friendly. Accessibility options are insane, especially with what we had access to only in the closed beta, because I'm sure there's going to be more stuff, whether if it's upon release or patches or something. The social aspect is incredible. I never get tired of the music at all. Uh,
There's only going to be more once it launches.
yeah, like one of the last thing that I want to talk about, which is a cool quality of life thing, and it's a quick thing, is you can change. When I was saying before that you can change when you select like the character that you want to play as when you queue up for casuals, it's a preset thing. So you open up the menu and it shows you the list of the characters. You select the character and it locks them and it says, okay, this is who you want. When you select this character, that means anytime you queue up for anything, you're playing this character. Period. And then you can edit, colors or whatever after that, and the calling card or whatever, or the
Yeah.
battle card. Um, one of the cool things is, which is not tied to the character, but just a general setting, is is how you want your stages to be selected. So it shows you the list of all the stages that were available in the beta, and then it shows random and everything, including training stage. But what's really cool is because everybody fucking hates training stage for the old frame FPS issue or whatever kind of crap. I don't remember what it was. But whatever issues that training stage had, people were just traumatized by it, and they said, "No more training stage. I don't want to deal with it, but I want to play every other stage." So what they did was, if you hover over, I think you have to hover over the random stage option, or you just press a button. It opens up a setting for random stage mode, and allows you to turn on and off any stage that can be selected
Oh,
when
God
you select
bless.
random.
That's right. Get rid of training stage. Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
so that's exactly what I did. I had every stage in the game on. I clicked and they have a little border around them telling you that you've selected them, that they're on. And then I hovered over training stage, I clicked on it, the border disappeared. I saved the settings and I selected random as my stage for anytime I battle somebody, and then I never see training stage ever. I only ever see every other stage. And
Nice.
another really cool thing is, for whatever reason, I don't know why or how they did it, but when you're fighting somebody in a match in any way, shape, or form, ranked or casual, the stage that you're playing on is not shared. It's
Yeah.
client side, which
Yeah,
is
they
crazy.
pointed this out.
It's just weird, but cool.
So it's strange after so many years of having this just be like something that we didn't have, but it makes sense. The stage
Yeah.
is really just the two sides and the floor. Everything else is just something that's projected into the background.
Hmm.
So quite frankly, not only is this welcomed, it's about damn time.
Yeah. It's also funny how everyone's like, "Whoa, what the hell? They did that?" They're like, "What? They did that for this game? That's cool."
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Yeah, it doesn't work for games like Tekken and I would say Ahsoka. Any 3D games, it's not going to work because the way the layout of the stages is going to differ. But 2D game is literally 2D. It's a plane. That's it.
Yeah. And that's Street Fighter, man. That's Street
And
Fighter,
it was
baby.
so good.
And it's only a fraction of it.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun,
Ah.
dun.
Only a little snippet. That's it.
All right. Well, I mean, that's what you did over the weekend. What do you plan on doing this week, Lav?
So I got a couple of games that I like for like single player purposes or whatever I wanted to stream. Um, I recently purchased the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection,
Oh wow.
and I've never played any of them before. And people are telling me they're cool games. You would like them. They're a challenge. Have fun. And I said, cool. Okay.
The ZX of the DS0 games, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like all
yeah.
just Zero stuff. Um, so I have that I plan to stream at some point. I still have not gotten it yet, but I would like to get Valkyrie Elysium and try it out. I like the demo. Demo was fun.
I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe wait for a reduction in price.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get a code for free.
Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
It's more like it's more of a little small sponsor thing. Like I like the game. It's fun. I get the game for free. I just advertise it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
For
I just
sure.
have to see if they'll reply to it or
Yeah,
not.
working for the game. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also have uh I still have not played Tales of Arise yet,
Oh
Oh,
my
really?
god.
but
Laugh.
there was a reason why I did
Okay.
not,
Go
Okay.
on.
and I'm glad that I finally found out about this. I
Nice.
have it on Steam.
Okay.
I was gifted to it on Steam back last year, and I didn't want to play it because I was tired of not being able to play co-op because I fucking hate when games are just like.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So what I did was recently, because I just kind of gave up on it for that whole year, was I decided to look up if anybody has finally managed to make a co-op mod for it, and they did.
An
So I plan
online
to
co-op mod?
stream. Yep, and I plan to stream online co-op Tales of Arise with a friend of mine,
Nice.
and
Hey, doll, we're gonna go through Tales of Arise again, but co-op.
Yeah.
it is classic 4-player online co-op and everything.
Oh,
It
fuck.
works just fine.
That's crazy.
And what's even crazier is, for whatever reason, I think it says it in the mod details. It's on Nexus Mods. It's either the mod details on that page or YouTube or somewhere. But I remember seeing something like something or other of them saying, for some reason, the devs have the code of multiplayer in the game still, but they just dropped it. Whether time constraints or otherwise, we don't know. But like
Mm,
the
Yeah, it's
data is
probably
still
great.
in there, which is like, oh, that's cool. So the modder just took the data and just modified it and just made it work.
You know what I'm waiting on?
Hmm.
I'm waiting on somebody to figure out if they can like mod Kirito and Asuna as actual playable characters.
That'd be cool.
Because
That'd
they're
be cool.
in the game as like as like a fight against, which means they have a set abilities and everything.
Yeah,
So
models and everything. They have all the animations and all that.
I'm waiting for somebody to put that out because like when you play the game, you'll realize that there are two spots open because like each directional pad or whatever like
Oh
will
yeah.
have you have 6 characters obviously.
Mm.
But there's two spots open on like the second panel or whatever, obviously because it can't be 4 and there's only 4 and 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
When they revealed that Kirito and Asuna were gonna be like you're gonna fight against them, I was like, I swear to God, if they put them as like actual playable characters in the game or whatever, I was gonna freak out because I was like, this is horrible, but I'm actually for this. But then they didn't, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm really, really surprised at how That mod works. I tested it real quick with my friend. It requires because the game doesn't have remote play
Yeah.
on Steam. So you download a mod or like a program that forces any game on Steam to have remote play.
Mm.
So you just download that, run it, then run the game, and then with the mod installed, and then you just play the game, like literally. I
I'm
think
act-
what's funny is I think anybody can also control player one on on the main menu, like on the world map. It's really funny. But
um
yeah,
I'm not surprised that they finally got a mod in for that because the past couple of East games, East 8 and 9 or whatever,
oh
those
yeah,
games
They
are
also
not
have them, yeah.
those games are not made for multiplayer or whatever.
yeah, not
But people have made multiplayer mods for them.
yeah.
Um
I heard about that. That's just crazy.
yeah. Um oh yeah, you gotta play Arise, man. Arise like Berseria was my favorite Tales game. Arise is
Mhm.
my favorite Tales game. Abyss is like in the corner of like greatest of all time and will never be dethroned. But if I'm being realistic here, uh it's Arise. It's so good.
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of my friends are also like mixed feelings about Arise. Some like it, some don't. Blah blah. Blah. And I'm like, okay, well, when I get to it, I hope I like it. I don't have any crazy expectations. I just want to play. My only expectations were the game to have co-op, and it didn't, and I got mad. So
Yeah.
I stopped. I didn't care for it. And
Yeah, that's
what's funny is
understandable.
what's funny is the mod itself came out like only 3 months after the game did on Steam.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah, no.
it's been out for a while.
That's the first thing modders did.
Yeah.
They're
Second.
literally sitting there. Well, second thing. Oh yeah. Yeah. First thing modders did was loot things. But yeah, of course. But yeah, no. I'm not surprised. 95% of the Tales fan base literally played with friends when going through the
Yeah,
story. Um,
absolutely.
and now that modders are like pretty much on par with like fucking actual developers, uh, they it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually like sit down and finally play that damn game. All I want is for the game to run, no, run just fine.
Hmm.
I don't want any major issues. I just want to play the game with my friend and just have a good time. Because her and I played it. Her and I played. Uh, my experience with the Tales of games is I played Zisteria for the very first time on stream by
Hmm.
myself. This was years ago when it came out.
I'm sorry.
Uh, yeah, I am too. I fucking hate that game. It fucking sucks.
That game might have been fun with friends or whatever,
It
but
wasn't.
that
It
game
wasn't.
oh, it wasn't. Oh, okay.
No. Hold on,
I
Joe.
hate to hear it.
Yeah, so I played Zisteria for the first time and streamed it. I had a fun time playing it because it was just, it's just cool. The amortization bullshit and all that was awesome.
Yeah.
Then Berseria came out. I played Berseria on stream with my friend using
Hmm.
the NVIDIA screen or the NVIDIA share thing or whatever, where it's
Yeah.
basically like Parsec, but it only works for an hour and you have to reset the invite code every time. So I was
Rip.
doing that every time for like 80 hours of streaming that game with my friend.
But that game's
um,
fun.
yeah, but that game it was so worth it. That game was incredible, and both of us loved it. Then years later, maybe like a year ago from now, or maybe a few months ago from now, I played Vesperia for the first time,
Good
uh,
game.
and we played it to her and I played it together on stream. She had played it before, but I don't remember if she played it to completion and just forgot about a lot of the story beats, or if she just played to a certain point and just didn't get to finish it. But
Hmm.
we played it, loved it, of course. Everything was great. Everything worked fine. There were moments where she went to go AFK, and I put her on auto battle, and I just ran around and just go killing things because I didn't have to go AFK for anything. I just kept grinding, which is cool. Um, then um, I went and I went back and played Zestiria because she wanted to play it. I said, "It ain't a great game. Let me tell you right now. There's some cool things about it, but it's pretty." Ugh." And
The second
she's like,
time is a lot better.
yeah. She was like, okay. I said the characters are cool on the game. They're not awful, but they're not like incredible. They're like, they you remember these characters like the
Hmm.
main cast. But there's some cool moments to it, and there's some nice things in the cutscenes and whatnot. It's just cool. So she played it, and she was like, "Okay, I see your points on like why you don't like the game and all that."
Mhm.
She still liked like, the story beats and the characters and all that and everything. And I said, "I don't blame you. I mean, the ending is fucking cool and it's sad. Like it's like a bittersweet sort of thing, and it's interesting. It's just pretty cool. It's
Did
not like crazy incredible, but it's
did
it's
you
nice.
did you ever get the fucked up ending for that game?
I don't think so. I don't really
So
remember.
there's a moment where you fight Heldoff. You can fight Heldoff on the cliff or whatever.
Oh yeah, you can defeat him or
If
whatever.
you defeat him, it ends the game,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's a really
I did.
fucked up ending.
Yeah, I did see that. That shit is crazy.
um,
But yeah, I mean, that's what we did. And
yeah,
having played all of that, and also being able to play Symphonia and everything on Steam is cool. And just getting all the Tales of games is cool. I want Abyss to be on Steam so I can play that.
you and literally everybody else.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
One
so
of one of my one of my
true.
mods loves Abyss, and she's like, "Why is it that the Switch is getting Tales of Symphonia? Why? Why
Yeah,
has Symphonia
yeah,
come back again?" And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know."
If I don't know if there is a mod for it or whatever, because you like playing Tales games with a friend or whatever.
Mhm.
You can obviously you can PS2 emulate um the game. I don't know if there's a mod that allows like for any type of like ad hoc online.
It'd
Um
probably be Parsec.
yeah. Uh if within the next couple of years they do not come out with like a remaster of of Abyss or whatever, I suggest doing it that way because that is a game you do not want to like not play.
Yeah,
Truth.
a lot of people keep telling me that. A lot of people keep saying that it's really
it's
good.
it's one it has probably the best character development for a main character I've ever experienced.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's
That's
ridiculous.
exciting.
Um I what I was saying about Zestiria is like after you play Berseria, after you play Zestiria, then play Berseria, and you go back to play Zestiria, it feels a lot better because you've got so much context
Yeah.
after playing Berseria, and you're just like like around every corner you're just like, okay, this is this, this is this, this is this,
Yeah.
this is this, or
Yep.
whatever, and you're just able to understand everything.
When I played Berseria when I was streaming Berseria with my friend, and
Hmm.
you get to the part where you see Edna and it like teases her, I
Oh yeah.
audibly gasped and freaked out on stream, and she's like,
Same.
"Huh?" She's like, "Are you
Same.
okay?" And I was like, "You don't know,
You
you just
don't
don't know."
know.
And then like, when we went back and played Zestiria after she
Hmm.
finished Berseria, I told her, "Hey, you wanna see Eisen?"
That's messed up.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and I told her about everything, and she's like, "Oh, no."
Dude, it feels so bad going through Berseria after playing Zestiria because Eisen's in your party and you're like, man, I know some
Yeah.
fucked up shit's gonna go down,
Yep.
and and my boy's not gonna be here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's great. So I'm excited. Like again, like I said with the Tales of Rise, I'm not gonna expect anything crazy or ridiculous, or I'm not gonna have my expectations high. I just for any Tales of game, I
Mhm.
just want to play the game online. I just want to play
Yeah,
the game with somebody,
yeah.
uh, and I don't really think much of the story. Like if I like it, I like it. If I have some
Mhm.
moments or some issues with it, whatever. What game doesn't have issues, whatever. But if I have fun playing the game, and I'm gonna play on fucking like normal or easy. I don't care. I want to breeze through it.
Mhm.
I want to press buttons, and I want to have fun doing these dumb combos and just see particles. I
Mhm.
want the serotonin. That's it.
Yeah. The
That's all I care.
while the base story is pretty good, um, it's your like your typical Tales game. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
um, you're gonna enjoy the post game.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's where I'll leave it at. There's a post game thing that you'll enjoy.
Neat.
And we hope you do. Nick,
Yep.
what are you going to get up to this week?
I'm probably gonna do more Gundam shit.
I'll
Probably
probably be right there with you, playing more Gundam and
Gundams.
even more Overwatch.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about this, but it plays real good, and I like that.
It does, man. Overwatch 2 does play. It's just Overwatch,
Yeah.
man. It plays fine.
It does, yeah.
I like that. There's only one tank meta now, man. It feels great.
Oh man, I don't know. I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do, but I'm not sure. Aqua,
yeah.
this is a stupid question. I
Huh?
almost don't even want to ask it.
Huh? Huh?
So what's
Laverne,
your
when are you gonna
plan?
play Hajimari? The injection patch still exists. So you
Man,
can
listen,
play
man.
it on.
We're still waiting on Sly, dude.
Yeah, I know. And Sly's not gonna. He could play Azure. It's on the internet. Like, the Geofront version is actually still on the internet. You can find it pretty easily. He could play
And
Azure.
now he can just play it right now on Steam because it's available.
Well, no. He could play Zero. Azure is not on Steam.
Oh, what the?
Well, actually, maybe no. No, because the Geofront patch or whatever only works with the Chinese port of the PC version.
Mm,
But I mean, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. What is he gonna miss out with the Nisa versions or like the Kai versions? There might be a character or two that wasn't in the original one that's in Cold Steel that you might be able to see. It's cool additive, but who cares?
but not
You're just
necessary.
there for the story.
Exactly. The only one that ever fucking matters in any way, shape, or form in that story is Anton.
Dude, I don't know, man. Toa's in the Kai version, the new version. Toa's in there, and so is Yuna. So those two are kind of cool. But yes, you're right. Anton is the most important character in the entire
Like a
series.
side character and everything with his own little arc, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
And he gets a happy ending.
He does.
Yeah.
He actually he gets one of the best women in the game.
Well, but we don't know how that's going to end for the poor boy. But good for him all the same.
Yeah.
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 So
No.
it's gonna
Okay.
be Kuro.
Yeah. I literally it came in today. I've already got it all set up. I've already got all the DLC that came with it already downloaded or whatever. I'm ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to cry. Ready to
Yeah.
It's PS5 version, so it's gonna run like fucking butter because it's technically a PS4 game. So yeah. I will not be posting anything on Twitter because I don't want to spoil anybody. Fuck Nisa for destroying Zero Field. I'm still mad. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Kuro.
Well, that's it for us. Lav, tell the people, as you've told them so many times, where you can be found.
Oh man. Well, twitch.tv/Lavern as usual. I stream a little too much for my own good, honestly. One thing that I will say on the topic of that real quick that I didn't really mention before because it was in between last time you had me on here was I did send in my very first application for partnership on Twitch
Hey.
a few months ago. I did not get accepted, but it was
Boo.
cool.
Ooh.
It was still cool to be able to actually finally send that in for the very first time in
For sure.
like 8 years, which
Yeah.
was annoying. The only reason why I got denied which was no surprise, is because fluctuating viewership.
Yeah.
Because
Makes sense.
hot game, new game, oh, no more new, gotta go, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I still have met plenty of people with Monster and everything that come by and that hang out all the time, whatever, and it's cool. But yeah, I stream a lot on there. I have started to upload YouTube videos again for the first time in a while, a lot more consistently, like I used to, like a decade ago.
Let's go.
And my handle name, because I didn't know this until like 2 weeks ago. I didn't know that you can change your username on YouTube. So I kept my very very old username that I've had since I made the account, which was a Final Fantasy, which was a it's a Cern Fist, which is a weapon skill in Final Fantasy 11, and now I just changed it to Lavrin, which is my auto generated name from Final Fantasy 11. So I just changed it to
There's a
Lavrin now.
theme here.
Yeah. Uh, but I what I do now with my YouTube is I make playlists of story games that I've played, and I cut them out into bits and pieces on from Twitch and upload them into 1 hour segments. Uh, and toy around with the idea of some thumbnails here and there. Any additional little things that I throw up on YouTube are either Dissidia, Opera Omnia, endgame fights just to upload stuff. Maybe my polls for certain banners because it's just fun to do. And just literally any story game, I'll just throw it up there. And anything funny that happens, like I'm about to finish uploading all of my Monster Hunter Stories 2 videos because I played that for the first time not too long
Nice.
ago, and I fucking loved that damn game. I did not like the idea of it at all back then, but uh, I
It
was
grew
That
on you.
changed. That changed
yeah
really quickly.
I was gifted the game, and my friend said, "Go ahead and try this." I said, "Okay," and then I tried it, and I was like, "All right, I was wrong. This is great." Um, but yeah, I almost finished all that. I have another like little video that I have all my videos scheduled for the rest of like the entire playthrough, and it's going to be done on like the 12th. And then I have one more video of me fighting uh, an endgame monster for the first time, and I beat him on my first try, but uh, not without almost dying many times throughout that entire fight. And I haven't uploaded that video yet, but I plan to. It's like 15 minutes, so it's a lot shorter than the whole
Mhm.
1 to 2 hour videos because those are VODs. But I'm feeling a lot more into the idea of throwing up videos again and starting to slowly edit my own thumbnails and create my own stuff. And eventually I'll get used to like DaVinci Resolve or some other programs to edit video and
Sure.
try to do some little things here and there because I'm not feeling like the drive to, oh, I have to make content and have people see this and be the biggest creator. I have the drive of like, I'm actually having fun with this again. Why don't I just continue doing this? I have fun. This is great. And I just want to keep doing it. So I'm happy with that.
I would love to
Um,
hear it.
and at some point, I'm going to be doing this fairly soon. I have to go through all of my Xenoblade 3 VODs. Oh, God. It's
Dude, I
110 hours.
I understand your feeling. I've only uploaded 15 parts to my 49 part playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So
Oh, man. Oh, my.
I understand.
I'm gonna go through like it's like roughly 110 hours worth of my time playing the game. I did as much as I possibly could. I didn't do every single side quest, but I did almost
Me
every
either.
side quest. I did like I spent most of my time doing everything, then moving on to the next part of the story to the point where I was always over leveled the entire game and I hated it.
Same.
And then I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna keep going to the story until the game finally catches up to my level." And then I said, "Oh, here we go. I can go back and do side quests." And I did every
Mhm.
single hero quest, did every single side quest I could until I got tired of it, until I got fed up. And I said, "Okay, I can't wait any
Yeah.
longer. Like
The
Yeah.
burnout.
Xenoblade 3, I need to see the ending. Like I need to see
No,
the ending. I can't."
as soon as I got to the sea, I stopped doing no, I did a few side quests in the sea, and then I was like, okay, fuck this. I got to go straight to the end of this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man.
It was too much recording.
Yeah, yeah, so much. I loved that game. That game,
Yeah.
characters are great, everything. I love it. Um, Cried so many fucking times playing that damn game. It was great.
Same.
But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that once I once I highlight every single video. I can start uploading everything, and then that's pretty much it.
All
Yeah,
right.
and
So that's
for
what. I'm sorry.
there's
Some more.
My Twitter is just Lyran2009, the usual.
Yep.
Nothing crazy.
And that's where to find Laugh. If you like what you heard today, give him a like and a subscribe. While
Mhm.
you're here, give us a like and subscribe. We love you. And that's it for us. We'll see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely